you ask the question first, am I ready to experience the love of my life within the context of my marriage? Am I ready for this kind of bliss and joy and peace and satisfaction? Well, if I want that from someone else, then I have to become that myself.
Would it be too much to ask to have a truly fulfilling marriage before I die this time around?
Well, see, now this is a great example. I'm so glad that you brought that up because is it to you? That's the thing, you want to know where you stand within that. Sometimes we condition ourselves into circumstances where we're so used to one way of being. Say people are in a job that's not satisfying to them, but they think this is as good as I can get. So I better not quit because at least I got a paycheck here. And so they stay focused on the thing that's not to their liking. And that's occupying most of the time and space in their life. And I see hands up, so I'm going to get there too. When you're in a place where you're conditioned into something, I'll use the analogy and you'll appreciate this one. You're a horse, you're a wild horse. Somebody takes you off the plains and puts you in a corral. And they start to, they break you to the point that you're in the corral and you're going around, and every day they give you hay, they give you oats, they treat you with all kinds of things, they brush you, they treat you really well, and you're going around the corral. And you're seeing these mountains in the distance, and in the beginning they were calling to you. You were bucking, you were like wanting to jump the fence, you really wanted to get up in those mountains. That was home. And then little by little, you're conditioned into an experience, and it is a gradual conditioning. Remember what I said about us as young. We also had parents who might not have been in their happiest situation in their marriage. And we watched that, and we could think that that's as high as a bar that we could imagine ourselves having. We love them. We think that's love. And that's the amount of a bar that we have raised for ourselves. And it might get lowered and lowered and lowered with time because we're not seeing ourselves moving towards that big ask. Like, can I receive the experience of being with the love of my life in full union, divinely joined at the hip, if at best, in that spiritual kind of tether where I accept that now for myself. And let me just let the details be left up to the divine. That's the important part of this. Thank you so much for asking this, because when you leave the details up to the divine, but you're focused on the thing that's your big ask, then you're moving towards that. The trajectory, it's like the runway is smooth, you're going to take off. So now you decided, wait a minute, I remember a part of myself that didn't get conditioned into going around the corral. And what's the big deal if I break out and find myself remembering who I truly am? Take this into your own world between you and you, because that's where this originates when it's a true big ask. That's going to be a win-win for everyone. When you take this into yourself, go into that space of vastness, and you say, you ask the question first, am I ready to experience the love of my life within the context of my marriage? Am I ready for this kind of bliss and joy and peace and satisfaction? Well, if I want that from someone else, then I have to become that myself. I have to become free. I have to realize that I can get out of that corral. The door's wide open now. I'm so used to being in there that they're not even afraid I'm going to run up to the mountains anymore. The door's wide open. And within yourself, in that space between you and you, how untethered can you be to be able to be free in your own life? Then what happens is maybe he's meant to come along with you, but he just doesn't know how to be free. And you're the one who leads the way. And so again, leave the details up to the divine, but ask yourself, am I ready for this? And what's holding me back? What kind of obstacles might I be putting in the path? Am I in that place of desire, doubt, desire, doubt, desire, doubt, desire, doubt? And then that's my day-to-day life. Keeps me going around the corral. And then notice again that the divine wants your perfect happiness, but the divine is win-win. It doesn't only want your perfect happiness, it wants everyone's perfect happiness. So being courageous enough to embrace your own perfect happiness, get in that space where it's between you, and you're in that spaciousness and in the vastness, in the infinite capacity of yourself. Every big ask is this big. And there's a solution to it right there in the vastness. So sit with yourself a little bit more, love yourself a little bit more unconditionally, and see how that becomes the mode of your life. And then you share that with someone else, and then watch how the divine will take care of the details. Such a great question. Does that answer everything in that way?
Yeah.
Kind of put it up,
The work is on my end right now, so that's good.
That's what I was just going to say. You know me, I'm always going to put it back on you because it's between you and your divine self. It's between you and your infinite vastness. Why would I think anybody else can match that kind of power that you're ready to connect with?
Right.
It is always between you and you.